All right, Coach Byerly again. Separate video from multiplying polynomials. We just finished that one, so hopefully you have that down. Now we're talking about dividing polynomials. So when a polynomial is divided by a monomial, separate the polynomial and simplify like factors. Okay, so again, just like the last video, we'll talk about these two here, and then I will work through a few of those with you. The problems I do not work, I will throw the answer key up there and let you check some of those as well. So dividing, it says separate. Okay, so we're separating this 3 into the first part of my, in this case, binomial, 2 terms. So 3 goes into 9, right? 3 goes into 9 3 times. And then we still have a y left over. Okay, so 9y divided by 3. 9y divided by 3 would be 3y. Now I do the second part. Again, we separated. So this 3 also has to go into 12. Positive 12 divided by 3 would give me 4. Okay, anytime you want to check this to make sure you're good, let's just multiply, or just like we did in the previous section, my first video. If we multiply or distribute 3 times 3y plus 4, 3 times 3y is 9y, and 3 times positive 4 would be 12, which should be what we started with in our numerator. Okay, same thing on this second part. So if I split this, if I separate my numerator and divide 4 into the 16a, 4 goes into 16 4 times. We still have an a left over. Looking at the second portion, 4 goes into 20b, 4 into 25 times, and we still have a b. All right, these look like fun ones right here. See if we can avoid that. I think you can see that right there. So if let's do the second one. I'll leave the first one for you to come back to, but this one looks like a fun one right here. So again, we're going to separate. We're going to take the negative 2 p to the second q into each of these separately. Okay, so we could rewrite each one. Okay, I could rewrite this. I'll do that up above. 12 p to the fourth q divided by negative 2. That would be a p squared q, right? So I could divide that part right there. Okay, most of us will get to where we don't even have to rewrite that. So I'm just looking at this. 12 divided by negative 2 is going to give me negative 6. All right, now let's look at what happens right here. So we did 12 times negative 2 is negative 6. If we look specifically at my p's, so I have p to the fourth over p squared. Well, p to the fourth would be p times p times p times p. So 4 p's up top, 2 on the bottom. So if I cancel those p's and those p's, how many p's do I still have on the top? All right, we have 2 p's left. So when we divide with variables that have exponents, all we're going to do is subtract. So we had 2 p's on the bottom, 4 p's up top. If I cancel these 2 with 2 of those, we would still have 2 left over. Okay, q, we have, and again, if we went back to what we had originally, I had a q up top and a q on the bottom. So just like we did with the p's, those q's will cancel out. So this q is going to cancel with that one. Okay, same thing from the previous problems. Now we will do the middle portion. Okay, we've already divided that. let's divide negative 2 p squared q into my negative 18 p to the third q squared. Okay, so again, you could rewrite that as a middle step if you need to. Let's go ahead and go down and just work through this to get to what that would be. Negative divided by negative is positive. 18 divided by 2 is 9. Okay, let's look at our variables. We have 3 p's up top and 2 p's on the bottom. So these 2 p's will cancel with 2 of those. So if I had 3 up top and I cancel 2 of them, I would have 1 p left over. Same thing with the q's. I have 2 q's up top, 1 on the bottom. This 1 q is going to cancel with 1 of those up top, leaving me q to the first, right? Or just q. And last but not least, negative 2 into 18, into a positive 18 would be a negative 9. P squared on the top and bottom, those will cancel out, so we have no p's left over. Q's, we have 3 up top, 1 on the bottom. So in the numerator, those 3, we're going to subtract this 1 on the bottom in the denominator, so that q cancels with 1 of these, leaving me 2 q's at the top. So q squared. All right, let's go ahead and work this first one together. Okay, and then I'll leave you 1 on the bottom here in a second, one of those others to work. So same thing, let's go negative 9r into 27r squared. 27 divided by negative 9 is negative 3. I had 3 r's in the top, in my numerator. R to the third. I have 1 r in my denominator. When I cancel the 1 in the bottom with 1 up top, I'm left with r squared. Middle section right here. So again, we have to divide negative 9r into everything. So negative divided by negative would be positive. 18 divided by 9 is 2. I have r squared in the numerator, r in the denominator. So this 1r will cancel with 1 of those, leaving me r to the first, or just r in my answer. And again, last but not least, negative divided by negative is positive. 9 goes into 36 4 times. I have an r in the numerator, r in the denominator. Those cancel. So we are finished with that one. All right, last one. Let me see, depending on this light, we'll go ahead and work this one. I'll save that for you. I think you can handle it. And then again, I'll put the answer key up here and let you check that one on your own. So 8CD, we are dividing that into my first part and then to my second part. Okay, so 8 goes into 24 3 times. If we have 3 c's up top, all right, c times c times c, c to the third power, I'm dividing by c, so I'm going to take away this 1c with one of those, leaving me 2 up top, so c squared. And if you mark on your paper like that, hopefully you have a pencil or something erasable. Same thing on the d's. So d to the third divided by d. This d cancels with one of those, leaving d squared. Okay, I'm not even going to mark this last one. I'm pretty sure you know what we're looking at now. So positive 8 into negative 16. So that would give me a negative 2. C squared divided by c. So I have 2 c's up top, 1 on the bottom. That's going to cancel with one of these. So that would leave me c. My d on the bottom cancels with the d up top. So there we go. final answer. Before I get off here, I will throw the answer key to that problem. So if you'd like to work that quickly, you can work that and then check that answer. I'm not sure how to get that. Maybe you can see right there. At least you can see your answer. So again, you divide your 2x squared y into each of these separately, and then when you simplify, you should get 5x minus 7x squared y plus 3y to the third. So hopefully that helped. Again, email your teacher with any questions or problems you may have, and good luck.